Hey, everybody, we are live on the Cyber Thunder Broadcast Network, coming to you with Cyber Thunder Racing League's Tuesday Night Thunder, presented by Down and Out Paint Shop. Welcome, everybody. And 2 races left in the regular season, and tonight we are at Phoenix Raceway, under the lights at Phoenix. Looks kind of dark at Phoenix. It'll be okay on track. They can see on track. It's just dark in the middle. But tonight we have 130 laps in these trucks. 60% fuel. I think they only get 4 sets of tires over the wall. Maybe 3 sets of tires over the wall. That's what it is. 3 sets of tires over the wall. So these guys are going to have to manage tires tonight. Let's see what we got going on here. You can see a ticker there on the side. I think everybody's in their driver's meeting. It looks like not too many people on track right now. There's a couple trucks. Jason Higginbotham there. Not on screen, but on your tower is leading the way. Change it to times. You can see him and Joey Signs look like they pretty much have the same time. All the way down to Crank there in 7th. We've got guys in the 26s and then the low 27s. Man, it looks like we've got 36 trucks on track tonight. 36 trucks. Phoenix is not a big place here. Let's pull this back up. It'll tell you 1.01 mile. 1.01 mile. So that's not a very big place for 36 trucks. These guys have done pretty good in the last few weeks, keeping it, kind of clean and green. I hate to broadcasters curse it, but hopefully we can see that again tonight. 36 trucks racing around this place will be pretty cool to see all night long instead of just part of the night. Turn my microphone down just a little bit, showing I'm hitting the gain really high. See how that is. Okay. So, last week I had your points loaded in really well because we've only got 2 races left before we go into the playoffs. But I had some technical difficulties this evening and deleted it and was not able to get that loaded back up for you. So I'm going to have to go back to the old junky way. So here it comes. There are your points standings. You can see Scott Clemens Baker is still your points leader. Gary Bowman. Let me roll this over. I know that's probably a little hard to see for you guys. Make it bigger. See if that helps. But we can see Gary's only 7 points behind Scott. Chris 19 points behind. But really, we want to start looking, right in. Shoot. All the way to 7th with Coleridge, Jerry, Cody Meadows, Larry Crank. Christine, I don't think, is here tonight. Ray Richer, Dave Gainforth, even Chris Wold down here. I think all these guys have a shot to get into that top 12. So getting them into the top 12 will get them into the playoffs, into the Scrambler Series, which is going to be a lot of fun. Oh, you probably can't see the names. Gosh dang. Let's turn this off. There we go. Now we can see the names there on the side. Sorry, guys. I'm all out of shambles tonight. But again, all the way down there, you see probably about Chris Walden 15th, I think. Just looking at this, it's 190 all the way up to Jerry up here's got 219. That's a pretty big swing, but into that 12th place, that's 10 points, 14 points, and Christine's not here, so anybody all the way down to, I think Chris Wold has a shot to get into the playoffs tonight. Okay, I'm going to get that one out of here before I get yelled at. Yeah, I see it, Carter. I fixed it, Carter. But I think those guys have a shot to get into the playoffs tonight. That'll be fun to see. Well, between tonight and next week. Next week I'll have the regular points fixed and back up so we don't have to look at that silly spreadsheet. Let's see, anybody else on track? Front row Kyle Nadeau currently 14th on the chart. He's coming in. 6 minutes left. I'm surprised how few people are out here. I'd be trying to go into the pits. I've got 4 cars on track right now. Chris looks like he hit the ball. See the but and he hit the wall again. Just trying to figure out how to go into the pits. That's not how you do it. Something broke. What's going on here? Somebody check on Chris. Well, let's find him. You okay there, Chris? Okay. Well, we know he's not having a stroke, so I just wanted to check on him. Ask him how his Taco Bell was next time you guys talk to him. Get Chris out of here. There we go. We're starting to get more trucks on track. John Ross. Man, been really fast in our other series. Been really fast, and the trucks just can't put this finish together. Had a pretty decent finish last week. Your points leader currently 5th on the chart. Scott just needs to have a good, solid run. He's sitting in a good spot. I mean, I know myself, as a racer, it's hard to just convince myself I just need a good, solid run and not go out there and push really hard. But that's really all he needs is a good, solid run. Just keep himself in the position he's in. Wait for that Scrambler series to start. See what truck Matt's running tonight. A spinny one. A broken one. Can't see what it is. Dave Gainforth in the Mr. Bubble. Leroy, where's Craig? Craig, you got numbers? Oh, it's no number Craig again. No number Craig. Mark out here in that chorus truck. Carter, come on, Carter. Carter said he'll come unload the truck and win, so get on out here. Chris Harefield just turned a pretty fast lap. Wonder if he was doing the Chastain there. 3 minutes left in practice here. Again, these guys have 130 laps around this place, and we're seeing, 26-second laps. This race could go by really quick, or it could be messy. We will wait and see. Last season's champ, Cody Meadows. Carter just said in the chat he's scared, guys. He's afraid these truck drivers are too fast for him. But last season's champ, Cody Meadows, and he's got some work to do tonight, trying to get into those playoffs. He's 17th in point or in on the chart here, so Cody's going to need to find some speed. Maybe he's got long run speed and not short run speed. It's not normally like Cody. Normally Cody has the short run speed and and the long run speed, I think. Just not the long run patience. We'll see what Cody can do tonight. It's the return of this guy, Joey Sainz. Took a little 4-week vacay from the Truck Series. Joey is currently our Rising Stars points leader, sitting 3rd on the board here. It's nice to see Joey back out in the truck. Craig, we got Chris right behind Joey. His normal truck. Larry and Larry's law firm. You need an attorney? You live in Texas? Call Larry. Let's see. Jerry still needs a sponsor. I like Mark's truck tonight. That's good looking, Mark. Good looking truck. We need to get a custom paint job made for Mark. Mark, you should hit up our Wednesday nights, or our Tuesday night sponsor, Down and Out Paint Shop. Get a custom-made truck just for yourself. And if you haven't yet, check them out on Facebook, Down and Out Paint Shop. Get all your iRacing paints, cars, trucks, sprint cars, dirt cars, open wheel cars. Robert will paint them all. This one will be interesting. Mr. Crank Bell fighting to get into those playoffs. He's right on the cusp. It's going to be fun to watch what Crank can get done tonight. Coleridge, last season's Cup champ, previous season's Truck Series champ, out here. It's not a guy they want to see in the playoffs. His practice is coming to an end. Oh, I tried to time that right where it blinked him away. There it goes. Let's see who's coming out on track first for this qualifying. From what I was hearing pre-race, well, what just happened? When I was hearing pre-race, the second lap is the fast lap. So let's see. Looks like Kyle's out first. Where's Kyle? There we go. Kyle Nadeau out first. Now a bunch of drivers are starting to come out on track. Track looks pretty full now. So Kyle gets real loose on fresh tires. It'll get real loose out of these turns. You have to be pretty dang careful. See Kyle running that top side. I think he's just trying to get some heat in those tires. It's another thing we haven't talked about. That dog leg there. You see him cutting off the track. It's the shorter way around. I expect Kyle to crank it to the bottom here. Oh, see that back end's coming out. Hang on, don't hit the wall. And let her rip for a second lap. Let's see what we get. Oh, that's through this turn. I always get confused, guys. When they changed Phoenix, it doesn't make sense to me that the start finish is in the middle of a turn. Kyle with a 26.9. That's pretty fast compared to what we saw, you know, in practice. So we'll see if that first lap can hold up. Maybe I was told wrong. Maybe that first lap is your fast lap, or maybe Kyle's just that fast. Coming around for a second. Can he beat that 26.9? Oh, looks like it's going to stay there. Jerry for his second. Yeah. Looks like everybody's first lap might be their fast. I'm not sure. I don't know anymore. Eric Anderson jumping up there. Joey Sainz. Talked about him making his return. He's sitting at third on the chart so far. 18 trucks have taken a lap. Chris, where you at, Chris? Chris Bold is currently on track. Ed Jurgen just jumped up to third on the chart. Oh, we just had a new leader on the board. Chris Harefield takes over the top spot from Kyle. Chris Wold jumped up to 13th. There you go. Your points leader is now out on the track. See that his first lap jumps him up to third, so Scott's got some speed. All the way up to third on his first lap. Let's see if his second lap comes out the faster lap. Through 3 and 4 there, and just back into the gas. Just a tad too soon. Crank Bell looks like he's done. He's sitting at 6th. Andrew Caldwell, oh, we just saw him getting to the wall. This will be a guy to watch. He's usually pretty good at tracks this size. I think he's just having some fun with himself right now. Coleridge is going to put in a qualifying lap. Let's see where this does. I think we might have just got him as he came across from his first. Is that his warm-up? Must have been his warm-up. Nope. Yep. Nope. Yep. Is he going to get it in time is the question. There he comes. See that back end wanting to step out on him. And that throws Coleridge all the way up into fifth. The guy that was fastest in practice, Jason, he jumped all the way up here to third. Coleridge going to get a second one in. It's going to be cutting it close. Stays in fifth place. The only person we left on the track is Andy. And it looks like Andy already got in the wall. That's no bueno for qualifying. You want to keep it out of the wall. Andy come across the line. I'm not sure if he got into the wall in that lap, so that's going to leave him in 30th. Track is clear. Oh, and right at the end, so let's pull up your grid here. I'm gonna run through it real fast. Chris Harefield did take the pole. Kyle Nadeau out there on the front row in second. Jason Higginbotham third. Points leader Scott Clemens Baker in fourth. Coleridge come up to fifth. That's a scary sight to see him start that far up front. Eric Anderson in sixth. Garrett Johnson in sixth. Eric Anderson seventh. Crank Bell in eighth. Ed Jurgen ninth. Joey Signs in 10th. Jerry Isaacs 11th. Cody Meadows, last season's champ, is in 12th. Once again, guys, somebody's got to remind me I got to hit this button. Let's try this. All right, there we go. John Ross in 13th. Gary Bowman, second place in points in 14th. Craig Schroer in 15th. William Kern, 16th. Judd in 17th. Eric Moore, 18th. Mark Morton, 19th. Andrew Caldwell in 20th. Chris Wold back there in 21st. Dave Gainforth, 22nd. Connor Dudek, 23rd. 24th, Brian Dorsey. 25th, Matt Croak. 26th, Larry. 27th, Mike Donahue. 28th, Ken Koch. 29th, Leroy. 30th, Andy Cork. 31st, these guys didn't qualify, so 31st, Paul Turner. 32nd, Doug Wasaki. 33rd, Reed Wyman. 34th, George in that 05. 35, Matt Kopp. And rounding out the field, I think 36. Yeah, hit the button, nothing left. So 36, Chris Letts. So there is your lineup real fast. They're just hanging out on pit lane. Try to get us a camera where we can get all of them, but there's too many of them. There we go. We're taking off now. Oh, that's... Can't see anything there. And I want to say this may be a really short pace lap, too. Somebody told me one time, anything under a mile is just one pace lap, so these guys are going to have to hurry up and get in line. Yeah, it looks like the lights are out on the truck already. Pace truck is off already. We'll go up here. There's nothing yet. It's way early. He just dips into pits really early. They got to come all the way through this back stretch and then around that corner, and that's where it starts, which is odd. Very, very weird. Still can't see them. They should be coming into scene soon. Here they come. Around the corner. There they are. In the scene. We can't see Barney, though, but they're off. Green flag. You can see the back of the field. They're kind of stretched out. This guy's probably taking a little easy. We're going to see him go. We got to be careful here, guys. Turn one. Yeah, you see trucks back there. Oh, come on. Saw a bunch of trucks back there. Let's jump back this way. Look at that. Group of trucks. Somebody got loose, slid up. I just checked up half the field. Through this dog leg, you're going to see. I don't like these cameras tonight, guys. Oh, we have a caution already. I was going to say, you're going to see them 4 wide. These cameras are not not what I want tonight. So as soon as these guys get caught up here, we will go and see what happened. Easy, easy. All right. Everybody looks to be checked up. Let's go back and see what happened to Matt. Oh, come on. Looks like the O2 just lost it. Just trying to hold it on the bottom. One truck spin. Nobody else got into it. Not terrible. No damage. Not terrible. Reset. We'll get going. Jason did get around Kyle for second. Just messing with these cameras. I really don't like the camera set for this track this evening. I don't feel like we can see enough of the racing. No, Carter, it is no longer a one in park. I believe these guys are on a two in park, except for a select few, the very special. I think everybody else is on a two in park because they have cleaned up the series. Even with 36 trucks, man, we've not had a lot of cautions, knock on wood. So we've had the first one there on lap 1, lap 2. Again, guys, sorry, I'm just trying to find us a good camera to watch this race because none of these seem to be any good this evening. I will remember that next time we come to Phoenix and edit the camera pack so we have a few better cameras. Just don't feel like I'm getting the view I want. I would like to see a lot of trucks, but we do see the pace car is off, or I'm sorry, the pace truck. We've got to go down this backstretch, and then you see that turn coming up. Right in the middle of that turn, right at the end of that turn, is where the start-finish line is. All these trucks lining up here. Coming down into turn 3. See that Geico restart zone. The green flag will wave right at the end of that. And Chris is off. Leading the field off. And he's going to take that dog leg. Look at him. 3, 4 wide. See your points leader Scott back here. On the apron trying to get by Kyle. Guys are very, very aggressive here at the beginning, trying to get all the spots they can. See some of them taking the dog leg, some of them not taking the dog leg. Back up front, Jason is chasing down Chris. And look right there in third. The guy you don't want to see up front this early. He qualified 5th. Already up 2 spots, Coleridge. Taking the dog leg, trying to look under Jason. Back out and let him in the turn. See, Kyle's pulled back up to these guys after all the extra aggressiveness trying to get his spot there on the restart. Coleridge consistently taking that dog leg. Jason is not taking the dog leg. Let's look back here. Look at this. Woo-wee. It's what makes this place fun. Some people like it. Some people don't. But man, that's a lot of trucks in one spot. Looks like Eric's in the wall a tad. In the wall again a tad. Just trying to help the truck turn, I think. See Chris Wold to his inside. Chris is up 9 spots already. 9 spots. Our biggest mover, Mark. Where's Mark up there in that Coors truck in the 52? Mark is up 11. Look at Judd back here under fire from Jerry. Under fire from William. Jerry's got a little damage on the front end of his truck. See Andrew Caldwell right there. But Jerry's got a little damage on his truck. It looks like Judd might have a little on the back of his truck. So I wonder how that happened. Wonder what happened there. Back up front. Chris and Coleridge are kind of pulling away. Kyle just got around Jason for third. These two are checking out at the moment. See if Kyle can run them back down. See your points leader sitting there in 5th. Last season's champ, Cody Meadows, needs a good run tonight. Needs to get back up there in points. Oh, we just saw somebody turn. We saw spinning. Jerry spinning. Judd spinning. Ah, Jerry just got... Yeah. Oop. Eat. Yeah. Oof. I saw Jerry just had to tow. Kind of caught that live. Let's see if I can go back and see where that started. See what we got here. Kenan and Reed right there. Reed squeeze up in front of Andy. Oh, there's already spinning in front of them. Let's see what happens. Joey's got a bunch of damage. Let's rewind this. Let's see. Oh, they're already spinning. That's Judd. Where is Judd? Alright, I'm just going to rewind it like normal. I want to see what happened. So this is what we kind of caught. Looked like Judd just got really loose out of the corner. Jerry had nowhere to go, and then, yeah, we saw Jerry get whacked, and then Leroy comes in with nowhere to go. Yeah, yep, I agree, Carter. Unfortunate. We've got, Andy's in the pits. Looks like Joey is in the pits. I don't know if you see Jerry right there behind him. Reed. Judd's a bruisey truck. We saw him being spun around like a top, so. Just now on lap 15, second caution already this evening. Hopefully these guys will get it figured out. I really think that was somebody coming out of the turn and just a little loose in it. Chain reaction. They're too wide. I took too long looking at that caution. Let's let them get it sorted out here, and I'll run through your top 10 for you. Get through this start. Coleridge on the outside. See what kind of run Coleridge can get. I'm curious to see if that outside maybe holds sway. If he can get a good run. Yeah, Coleridge. Good start from Coleridge. Chris does not use the dog leg, so Coleridge has to run the high side of that little dog leg there. Slow him down just a tad. He's getting that run out of 1 and 2 here. 3 and 4. I don't know which turns which. The flat end of the track, Coleridge is to the lead. See Jason's getting around Kyle. See Scott's getting around Kyle. We saw this on the last restart. Cody Meadows coming up into the frame there. I'm seeing another caution. Oof. Oof, guys. Oof. I have a feeling these guys are going to get a little talking to with 3 cautions and 17 laps. I bet Matt is going to tell them to calm down. Okay, these guys should be getting checked up here. Let's go back and see if we can't see what happened on this one. Looks like the 5 truck slid up in there into Mike. He came down, clipped Andy. Back up on track. I see Joey coming. Joey just got it stopped. Good job. See, that's how you use the brake. Joey got it stopped. So yeah, not too terrible, but I think Mike just got clipped by Eric real quick and sent him around. It's like the back half of the pack, like Eric's in. Matt Croak, we saw Matt spin earlier. Doug, let's get a better camera view. I like Doug's truck. Man, I can't get it. It's just not giving me the camera, but Doug's in. Doug's got a good looking truck here. If you guys haven't seen it, come on. I like that paint job. Paul Turner, fastest chicken in the South, is in. Ed Jurgen, he's down 16 spots. I wonder if he got caught up in some stuff. It's in this light blue truck here. Bubble Pop. Ed saying he's a sucker. Truck looks pretty clean though. Okay. Well, let's try to go through it real quick. Coleridge setting in first. Chris Harefield setting in second. Jason Higginbotham taking the dog leg in third. Kyle Nadeau in fourth. Scott Clemens Baker setting in fifth. John Ross up 7 spots, setting in sixth. Cody Meadows setting in seventh. Garrett Johnson, he's down 2. He's setting in eighth. And Mark, his dog, is driving Morton back there in that Coors truck. He's in ninth. And Christopher Taco Bell Wold is in 10th. So there's your top 10. See if Mark's dog's really driving. Let's find Mark, guys. Let me get that.
Hi, Mike.
Jerry? Jerry, you got no luck, pal.
Not today.
And then,
Didn't help myself much either.
yeah, you had a pretty decent qualifying run.
Yeah, I thought I was happy with that, and then just forgot what it's like to run in traffic, I guess.
Yeah, and also looked like if people forgot what the brake pedal was, we were talking about that a little bit.
Well, I think the car in front of me, he reached out to me. He said his motor just turned off.
Oh, no, not that one. I thought
That
maybe
one.
he got loose. The one
Nope.
that sent you tumbling down the track, though, kind of.
Oh, yeah. No, the car in front of me just, his motor quit, he said.
Huh. Well.
All right, so cautions should be done. Should have a green race now, right?
You're off the track, so I would guess, yes.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
The pace truck is into the pits. The left turn's not so bad here at this track. Looks like there's a little congestion in the back. These guys better get it figured out. Coming into turn 3 here. We're going to go green. Coleridge is taking the outside. We've seen the leader so far take the inside, but Coleridge took the lead from that outside lane and is going to stay in that outside lane. and they're off. Chris got a really good start on the inside. That inside line went. The outside line, not so much. So Chris has took Coleridge's quarter here. Can Coleridge clear by the time they get into one? And he does clear coming through one. Big old group of trucks back here. And this is where you got to be careful. You don't know, everybody's lift point, everybody's brake point. And when trucks are this close to each other, it's easy to run someone over.
Yes, it is.
Jerry, so how'd the truck feel? Was it real slidey tonight? Did it have a lot of grip?
It was, well, we never really got to get the tires warmed up, so it was really slidey at first. Once you get about 3 or 4 laps, get the tires warmed up, it feels really good. At least it did in practice.
So if we
but you got to get those tires warmed up.
If we can get a long run here, we should see some pretty good racing then.
Yeah, we should see them spread out a little bit. I think it can be a little hard to pass here on old tires, so people might be a little anxious. I don't know that I really saw anybody pit, maybe a couple folks, so everybody's going to be running the same strategy here.
Yeah, I think 25th on back or so, Ed back there.
About I don't know. I don't know if they pit for. Looks like some pit for tires and some just for fuel. So now that they got spread out, we should be able to get a good green flag run. Tires will get slick a little bit later, and we'll see. Hopefully, they just slow it down a little bit.
Yeah, I imagine. I said it. I imagine they got a little bit of a talking to from race director Matt Shontosh?
Yeah.
I assume they
absolutely.
Did. Yeah, three cautions in 15 laps. He gets a little agitated sometimes. Coleridge out here, though. This is not what these guys want to see. Usually that 23 truck, we watch him come from the back to the front. And tonight he decided to start up front, and he's already got the lead. And he's pulling away.
Yeah, I think it was a good call with this track. The traffic that's here, I think he made a good call. It'll be really tough, I think, for folks to catch him.
Yeah, and also we were looking at the points pre-race. I mean, Coleridge is at risk still. If he had a bad run tonight, there's 5 or 6 of you guys that could move into that spot with 2 races left.
Those guys, I'm out of the race.
Well, yeah, you're still part of the points, though.
Yep.
So yeah, I agree. I think it was a good call for him to qualify, get up front early, try to get away. Tell you what, last season's champ Cody Meadows was not fast in practice, not that fast in qualifying, but here he is. He's all the way up 8 spots to 4th already.
Yeah, he was battling his teammate there, Kyle. Looks like they've settled down a little bit. I'd be interested to see if Cody can just settle in and follow for a while and race at the end.
Yeah. Have you ever raced with Cody?
I have. That's why I said it'd be interesting to see if it happens.
I guess it would be interesting. I'd have to ask him if he was sick. Looking back.
I think, he won the championship at this track last year, so he's got to feel some comfort there. And he won it late. It wasn't, he made a late pass and won it that way. It wasn't, a wire-to-wire runaway.
I agree, but, remembering that race, did he won it or did somebody else lose it? Did he win
Fair enough. He won the championship. He was looking to try and win that championship. I don't know where he came out in the race. I thought he won the race overall.
He did. My point was that I remember a couple other guys battling and.
Oh yeah.
And that allowed Cody to get by.
Pushing and shoving.
Yeah.
That happened too.
But he's caught Kyle. I mean, you can see him here.
He's looks like he's gaining on corner entry though, which I think is going to burn up his tires a little more than Kyle.
And that's key here. How long's the fuel run, Jerry? I know I asked you pre-race, but I don't remember.
It's about 45 laps. Now, we've had some cautions, so it may be able to go longer, and I would think they might go a little longer. So 130-lap race, it was really set up to be about a 40 to 45 3 stints.
So a 2-stopper.
Yeah.
So we're still probably at a 2-stopper. It just
Yep,
makes that last
absolutely.
stint shorter. And Cody's to the outside of Kyle here. Kyle's just going to let him have it. Kyle's
Yeah,
playing the long game.
Kyle's good at saving those tires. I think Kyle can come around him a little bit later. Cody, he likes to burn his stuff up.
He's fast doing it, though.
Yeah, he is.
Look at this battle back here. Jason was fast in practice. He's up to 5th, but John Ross is coming. Scott Clemens Baker's coming. Got a lot of pressure here. These are 3 fast trucks. I expect to see these guys up front shortly. Tell you what, one of our biggest movers of the race, Chris Wold. Now, you were down there in the room with him. How's he feeling about his truck and his Taco Bell on his shirt?
Yeah, he was a little embarrassed about the Taco Bell. I think he felt good about the truck. He's just really trying to stay out of trouble and run his race. Let's see if he can save some tires and make it last for the long run.
Yeah, he's currently running 10th. I mean, he's up 11 spots. Chris is one of those people. He was right at the bottom of it, but he's one of those people that have a shot to get into the playoffs still. So, or the Scrambler Series, which I'm super excited to watch.
Yeah, that's always fun.
Except for the guys driving it, right?
Yeah, well, it's a little different this year too. Instead of one getting knocked out, 2 will get knocked out
every week.
Yeah, Chris and Crank are having a battle right now. Oh, car into the wall.
Looked like no number Craig. I'm trying to catch it. Yeah, he's already jumped to the pit. So let's go back and see if I can. Yeah, there he is. Let's see what happened here, Jerry. That's his teammate Mark on the outside there. Mark looked really slow. Sent it in. Just not clear. Eric got into it. Yeah, so it looked like Craig maybe just sent it in the corner a little bit. Tried to do the slide job. Wasn't clear. And sent him into the wall and now into the pits. We should see everybody come into the pits, and we do.
Yeah, at 37, I think everybody's going to pit. Let's see, that'll be interesting because we'll, let's say we go green at 40, that's 90 laps. You have to stretch it a little bit, but you might be able to one-stop it after this.
Just a tad short, right?
Yep.
So that could bring some fuel strategy into play, which will be cool to watch. Add another element.
Have to save a little fuel. Of course. Oh, Cody.
What the heck was that? I'm trying to catch him.
It looks like he made it into his pits, but he was, when you're coming around this curve, your pit counter goes, it just all of a sudden pops up and it goes 3, 2, 1 pit.
Yep. So, and you can't see your box either. You can't see around that turn, and it's terrible. Tracks like this, I'd really almost want to start in the back just because you got a straight pit lane. But he got out second.
Yeah, that's the first time that they've pit, so that's the first time he may have seen really where his box is.
It worked out for him. Maybe we should all just take 90-degree turns to our pits.
Yeah, he stopped quick. He had a great pit entry considering he made it in the box.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking. He's like his pit stop was 13.7. Jerry, I see 14s all over the place. Coleridge was 13.8, and then Cody Meadows was 13.7. So maybe you just learned something. Stop 90 degrees in your pit stop. All right, these guys got it sorted out here. Caught back up to the pace car. Let's run through your top 10 real quick. Still out front, Coleridge, Fenimore. I think Cody Meadows is going to try to give him a run here, but Cody, that good pit stop, has moved his way up 10 spots into second place. Chris Harefield is in third. Kyle Nadeau in fourth. Look at this, Ed. Ed stopped on that earlier stop, so did he stop here? For 5.4 seconds, so fuel only, I'm guessing. So that might be interesting to see what happens to Ed here. Up in fifth. John Ross is currently sixth. Points leader Scott Clemens Baker in seventh. Garrett Johnson in eighth. Crank Bell down 1 spot in ninth. You see Mark, his dog, is driving Morton up there in 10th.
Looks like Chris must have had a penalty, Chris Bold, because he is now in 28th. He came out and dropped to the back.
Back to the front challenge?
That's not where you want to do it, but hey, more power to them.
It's got a long time to go though. Can make that up. Just got to be really careful coming through this many trucks. Looks like Coleridge is going to take the outside again.
Outside's a great place if you can get a good jump on the start. If you don't get a good jump on the start, it can be tough being out there, but you'll have the momentum going down the backstretch on that outside. So I'm not so sure I wouldn't take the outside myself.
I don't know which one's the backstretch here anymore.
I don't either.
The straight one or the curved one?
The straight one's supposed to be the backstretch, I think, but
okay.
I don't know.
Well, the pace truck is in, and according to Jerry, we're now down the backstretch coming to the start finish. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, they go on green, so they got, even without a pace truck here, they're going to cruise about another half a lap.
Yeah. Now, I personally, just because, I mean, I know the guys I race around, I don't know that I'd want Cody Meadows to my inside.
Fair enough. But like I say, Coleridge is going to try and get a jump. It's a little tougher when it's go on green, but he did get a really good start.
Yeah, Cody got a really bad start there. You can see Chris right behind him just got right to his bumper and couldn't go anywhere. So that lets Coleridge get really far out in front.
Yeah, I don't know if Coleridge was starting in first. Maybe Cody started in second. It's kind of right on the border here. You can start in first, but if you do, you're going to have to shift really quick.
As soon as you're in the gas.
Yep. But you do get a really good push off. Oh, wreck
Coleridge
in the back.
Really loose. Yeah, it looks like Joey. We're under caution again. Let's see what happens to Joey. Just loose coming out. Nope. Okay, let's go faster. That was slow. Oh, he just got sent. Welcome back to the trucks, Joey.
Joey showed a lot of speed in practice. I'm not sure how he ended up back there.
He was involved in an earlier incident. He got caught up in an earlier incident, got some damage to his truck, and then has been mired in the back since. I think Joey's going to want to just go back to Wednesday nights. He's currently 32nd, 10 laps down, and in the pits. So.
Yeah, my truck will be fixed in 30 minutes.
30. Well, this race will be over in 30 minutes, Jerry. That was the last caution of the night.
Oh, perfect.
Perfect.
Last caution. I think this will also allow some folks. You might hop in Coleridge's car, get in that cockpit. I wonder if he is clutching or if not, actually just coasting with the motor off.
I'm not as fast as Chris. He's clutching it.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you save fuel here, I think this will put you where it's now a one-stop race. Now.
Yeah, he's definitely clutching that truck. So this is going to put him in the window for a one-stop. Now, how bad's the tire fall off? Do you want to one-stop it?
Well, one stops, you're still 45 laps in, so you're going to have some fall off. It'd be good to save some tire, but it's not terrible. It's doable.
Lights out this time. Is Coleridge taking the inside? Jerry, these cameras here tonight are terrible.
Yeah.
I was talking about that earlier. Next time we come to Phoenix, I'm going to mess with the camera pack so I have some better cameras. I don't like any of these cameras tonight. Oh, no, there's Coleridge. I don't think he knows what he's doing.
No, he's taking the outside. So we've got 27 cars still on the lead lap out of 36.
Caution number 5 at lap. We're currently at lap 44. I don't want to do the math there, but that's less than 10 laps per caution. So hopefully these guys can clean it up. We can go clean and green from here. It's much more fun to watch iRacing than it is iPacing, I can tell you that.
Absolutely. So let's see if Cody this time kind of learns something on that restart, if he's going to be able to keep up with Coleridge.
I don't know about a first gear start in these trucks.
It's very doable. You do got to be pretty quick on that shift, though. Because if you hit that rev limiter for more than a half a second, then you'd be better off starting in second.
Right. Yeah, you're in trouble. Everybody's running you over. That's
Yeah, and they're pretty fresh tires, so tire spin shouldn't be too bad.
yeah. I gotta say, we were talking about Chris Wold earlier. He's only down 4 spots. He's right where he qualified.
Yeah, but he was up there in the
He
top
was,
10 or close
but
to it, so
he can do it again.
Yep. Jason Higginbotham is 26th now, down quite a bit from his start.
Yeah. Cody's staying right on Coleridge this time. Yeah. That was an interesting start, Chair. We'll let those guys figure that out. Scott Clemens Baker got through there pretty quick.
He did. Now Cody did have a little bit of a slow start, but it didn't look like he missed a shift or anything.
No, it almost looked like to me is like he went a little early and then had to let off the gas.
Yeah, then
which checked everything up behind him.
Yeah. But I did see it looked like Scott gave that spot back, pulled back in, so
yeah. We're just up here to watch.
Good battle up front.
Cody's going to hold him down, try to hold that line, that outside line with that momentum. Coleridge got loose on the inside, doesn't like that inside line. We got more wrecks going on back here, Jerry. Caution flag is out, so Cody's going to hold on to that first place. 6 caution, lap 48. Let's see what happened.
Little contact between 2 cars.
Let's speed it up. I don't want to go slow anymore.
Between the 05 and the 99, I think.
The 44 and the 7 or the 11 also.
No, 99 and the 15.
What the? Where is the 99? That's way back here, so let's rewind and try to find the one Jerry's talking about.
Yeah, there were 2 incidents.
At the same time?
Not at the same time, but maybe before or when the yellow came out was the second.
The one that popped up on my timing and scoring was the first one we watched. Yeah, and then the 99 just barely slid up into the 15 and sent him around. So that'll be interesting to see who claims and who moves to the back on that one.
So, looks like a couple guys in the back pit, but nobody else did. So they must feel like they can make it on fuel pretty easy. Otherwise, they would have pulled in for some fuel.
Yeah, I'm seeing, Andy Cork is the first?
Looks like Caldwell pit on 43, and then, yep, Andy Cork. Chris Wold is claiming Lucky Dog. Oh, no, sorry. He was just reporting there was one coming around. I was like, he's not down. He's up to 21st.
He's trying some sneaky stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, once again, if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button. Listen to the Much Better Broadcaster on Wednesday and Thursday night. Come check us out on Tuesdays. These guys are about to go into the playoffs. They're about to go into the Scrambler Series. It's going to get really interesting. 12 guys fighting for one spot in 5 weeks. It's going to get a little nuts. Like, subscribe. You can.
It won't be at Phoenix.
It won't be at Phoenix.
I'm trying to remember. I thought the trucks had a pretty decent race at Phoenix last year.
I want to say they did. But, we've seen it before. I think the trucks were decent and the Cup was not, right? We know that.
Yep.
We've seen it before. It can either produce really good racing or this kind of racing. So
we got 36 trucks. Lot of trucks here. And the last time we raced at Phoenix, it was at the end of the season, so the field was a little bit smaller, and everybody was used to racing next door to door with each other.
Tell you what.
So this will be interesting. Cody's taking the outside, and we've seen Coleridge get some really, really good starts.
And Cody not get that great of starts.
Yeah, so let's see if what Coleridge does here. Cody just has to be ahead at the green flag drop, not the start finish. No claim on that last caution.
That'll be interesting too, because which incident actually brought out the caution is the question.
Yeah.
Like I said, on my timing and scoring, the other one is the one that popped up. So we'll see. Are these guys trying to? What is going on here?
I think we had some guys in the pits come out trying to catch up in the back.
Well, Coleridge and Cody are up here beating and banging before we even get around to the green flag. So
I imagine Cody's trying to get down to the bottom of the track. Coleridge won't let him.
Coleridge is away way before Cody.
When the green flag dropped, Cody was ahead.
Cody's just not really getting a good start on these starts and restarts. Scott's here to his inside for second already. It's going to drop back in line. Cody's up here trying to challenge Coleridge.
Yeah, Cody looks like, I'm looking from above, looks like he's driving angry after that restart and wants to get that position back. Settle down.
If I could count how many times I can't count how many times I had to tell him that last season. So good luck with that, Jerry. It's like Coleridge is pulling away from him a little bit. Cody may have heated those tires up trying to get back around him.
Yeah, he's also running a higher line, but I remember last year he does that sometimes. He'll run the outside and make that work, especially late in a run when the tires are more worn.
"55 laps in, I'm going to try it again, Jerry. I'm going to see if I can't run through these top 10. Up front, Coleridge, Fenimore. Second place, we've got Cody Meadows, last season's champ. Third place, this season's point leader, moving his way up one spot from his starting position, Scott Clemens Baker. Chris Harefield in fourth. Kyle Nadeau in fifth. Got John Ross up 7 spots in sixth. Oh, my dogs are going to go nuts now. Crank Bell, he's up 1 spot from his starting position. He's in seventh. Mark Morton up 11 spots in eighth. He's got a really good truck tonight. William Kern in ninth. And Mr. Connor Dudek up 13 spots in 10th. Fighting with Brian Dorsey there in 11th. Brian's also up 13 spots. So these guys are having really good runs here tonight. Back out front, Coleridge has stretched it out. Over a half second already on Cody.
Yeah, they've pretty much gotten single file here in the top 12 or so. If you're looking for your favorite driver, moving on from Dorsey, you got 12th place Ed Jurgen, Matthew Croak in 13th, Gary Bowman 14th, Dave Gainforth up 7 spots in 15th, Doug Wysocki up 16 spots in 16th, Chris Wold 17.
Sorry, Doug's my favorite paint job, by the way.
Absolutely. I'll tell you what, Doug's a guy you don't talk about, and then you look at the end of the race, and he's up there in the top 10 all the time.
All the time. It's just nice and consistent. Look at this battle Chris has got right behind him. These guys are all, you see Jason Higginbotham trying to work his way back up to the front. George is up 15 spots. Andrew Caldwell's right there where he qualified. These guys are all battling pretty hard. Another pretty good battle behind them with Larry and Kendon Cook, Mike Donahue. See Garrett Johnson back here, all 4 of them. Garrett trying to work his way back up to the front. He's down 18 spots after that incident. Man, can you guys hear my dogs going nuts, Jer?
Just one bark, nothing bad. So we're about 22 laps into this run. We've had some some yellow cautions, so they aren't 22 lap tires, but I think you're going to start to see who was really pushing their tires and who's been saving a little bit now.
See Paul Turner going another lap down there. Just trying to stay out of the way. Looks like the battle's heating up pretty good for third here. Chris is going to go inside Scott in this dog leg. See if he can't get him into 1, 2, 3, or 4. I don't know which turn that is. It's a good side-by-side battle for third.
Yeah, Scott making that outside work a little bit.
You need the whole track, especially out of this flat. I'm just going to call it 1 and 2. That's what it says on the wall. But out of here, you really need to be able to push all the way out to the wall to get that run down that short straightaway.
Yeah. Coming out of 2 on the outside, Scott has the definite advantage there. You can see where he pulls ahead, but just not quite enough to get in front. Now Chris is going to have the advantage on this side of the track because he can cut the dog leg a little bit shorter distance and gain some of that back.
That's brought Kyle right up to him, and John Ross as well. So this is about to be a 4-truck battle for third place. Like you talked about, those tires are starting to come into play, and Kyle's one of the guys we know is really good at saving his tires. That's allowed Scott to just get away from Chris. Oh, holy cow.
We've got almost a second gap from Coleridge to Cody in first and second, and then another almost 2 seconds to third behind Cody.
And then you've got this big old battle for fourth. Kyle is able to get by Chris. Now John Ross is going to look on the inside of Chris for fifth.
Yeah, Chris was, if I remember right, he was down on the inside. I'm wondering if he burned up some tires racing there side by side.
Take a look up front here. Coleridge has just got clean racetrack, just taking him off. Cody's kind of hanging with him. He's not falling off like everybody else. Here, let's last lap time.
Yeah, down towards the back half of the top 10. John Ross is in 6th, Crank still in 7th, but then William Kern in 8th place, up 8 spots. Mark Morton in 9th, Connor Dudek in 10th. So those guys in the back half of the top 10 are moving around a little bit.
Holy cow, that's a crazy battle right there behind Connor. Matt Croak, Gary Bowman, Chris Wold's in there, Brian Dorsey. We've got 8 trucks, and they're pretty much battling for 11th, 10th. Ed about sent somebody. That's a lot of fun to watch right there. 3 wide going through the dog leg. We see Chris Wold. He pretty restart 26th after that penalty.
Yep, he's saving his tires and just rocking through here.
Yeah, so currently back up to 13th, but there's some more spots in front of him he's trying to get. Step away from this battle real quick just to show you the leader. Coleridge is still leading. It's almost a second gap over Cody Meadows.
Yeah, that gap has not changed much, but the gap from Cody to Scott is now a little almost 3 or over 2.5 seconds.
Yeah, so this, and it's a big group right here behind Scott. You've got Kyle, you've got Chris, you got John Ross. Crank is coming in there. William Kern's coming in. So from third on back, it's almost anybody's game, but those first 2 have checked out. Mark sitting back here in 9th, kind of by himself.
Oh, some contact in the back. Looks like around 15th. I don't think it's going to pull a yellow.
This group of trucks back here battling still.
Yep, they're still side by side and slamming doors. That contact made that group a little bit smaller, but now we got 4 of them battling here, starting with Chris in 11th, battling for 11th spot.
Yeah, Chris just wants to get by these guys, have the entire track so he can try to catch up.
Yeah, once he gets past them, having some clean air will help a lot, and he can run, obviously, the line he chooses. Looks like he overdrove that corner a little bit. They caught up a little bit, but that may just be a driving in his mirror thing. He'll settle down here.
Yeah,
see if he can make up some time on Mark.
You know, I know from driving this track, sometimes you can diamond that corner, you know, run the high side in the entry and middle, and then shoot to the bottom on your way out, and it'll give you that run down that backstretch. So I think I learned that from Cody Meadows.
Yeah, I've seen him do it. So, yeah, it looks like Chris, now that he's gotten ahead, is able to put a little bit of a gap there.
Back up front. Coleridge has stretched this over a second over Cody.
And he will start getting into some lap traffic here pretty soon.
Yeah, you can see he's coming up on him. Let's look from his cockpit. Yeah, you can see Eric there on the straightaway. Not a lot, but he's got trucks in his windshield that he's coming up on, so that could slow him down some. Coleridge is shifting, Jerry.
Yeah, I think especially as tires wear, you're going to be a little bit slower. So in 3 and 4, you'll shift down into 3rd.
Oh, Larry's
helps
on the wall right in
truck
front
rotate.
of the leader.
Yeah, helps the truck rotate. Not in 1 and 2, although you can, but if you shift both ends of the track for too long, you'll overheat your truck.
Sounded like he just shifted in 1 and 2. Maybe he did that because of the lap trucks. I'm not sure.
Could be. It will give you a little more drive coming off that corner if you need a little boost.
I'm going to hear it one more time because he definitely did in 3 and 4. Here he is in 1. Yeah, he's shifting both ends.
Well, he's ahead by 1.3 seconds, so he's doing something right.
It's going faster. And now Cody Meadows is trying to get through these lap trucks. He just wants Larry to let him go.
Battle for 3rd has tightened up a little bit. Scott has got Kyle a little bit behind him, followed by Chris Harefield and John Ross right there, all 4 of them.
And if these guys get side by side, you see Crank and William right there behind them. That'll pull them right to it. "78 laps, Jerry. We're 41 laps into this run, so we're going to see green flag pits pretty soon, yeah?"
Yeah, we had a couple cautions, so they might be able to stretch it a little bit. I imagine they're going to want to run the tank empty just in case there's a late a green-white checker, although they may come in and take tires. We'll see. But so I would imagine we'll be seeing green flag pits here shortly.
And you said it was 52, right?
45.
45. Tell you, you told me 5 minutes ago and I can't remember.
Something, 45, 52.
It sounds the same.
It's probably 52. It's probably 52 with the cautions we had.
Gotcha. I also did just look over at my fuel calculator, and that's what it told me, so. Coleridge out here just running away with it. Almost a 2-second lead now. But then you look back, and he's got almost a 6.5-second lead over this 3rd place battle, which is kind of stretched out a little bit.
First truck in the pits, Kyle.
Think this is him going, okay, I can make it from here. I want fresh tires.
Yep, I think that he was stuck in traffic by undercutting. This might get him in front of that traffic.
So we'll see if that brings anybody else down. Looks like Chris Wold is in the pits. Oh, he came in fast. Hopefully that's not another penalty. I didn't say that, Jerry. You can't tell him I said that.
I don't show a penalty there. So don't forget that speed cone is way inside. It's not the first yellow line. It's way inside there.
Gotcha.
Looks like we got a bunch of people coming into pit now.
Got John Ross. It's a big group coming in there. They all got it woed up. Oh, I see the cone now. It's way inside that wall.
Yep. So Coleridge and Cody had a big enough gap. They don't have to worry about being undercut, I think. They can run an extra few laps and then have fresher tires at the end.
Yeah, but just like we saw last Thursday, it's a gamble to come in before the leaders do.
Absolutely.
Get trapped a lap down. Could turn the whole race upside down. Have somebody with a broken car win. I don't know what I'm talking about. Sounds like, nope, maybe it's just Coleridge shifting. I was listening. It sounded like maybe he was getting it woed up, but that was the wrong end of the track anyway. See, Gary Bowman's coming in this time. You got Mark Morton coming right behind him. Caldwell, Brian Dorsey.
So about half the field is pit.
Coleridge is going by again. Now, if you were Cody Meadows or Scott, would you not come in? Try to come in before Coleridge?
If I was Scott, I definitely would, because he was in that pack that was tight. By running long, he's going to have to come out and probably try and pass those guys again. Cody had a big enough gap that, I would stay out as long as Coleridge does and follow Coleridge, and hope that I don't get undercut.
Just watching Cody there. Yeah, there's a caution. We'll go back and watch that one. Sure you're not seeing what I'm seeing, but we just saw it live. Yep, that one's going to hurt. Looks to me like the 8 slid up into the 12 there.
Yeah, that's tough.
What that also is going to do, Jerry, look at your timing and scoring. 7 trucks on the lead lap right now. I know we're going to get a bunch of wave rounds, and but we've got
Cody Meadows. Don't forget, remember, in the trucks, he is on a 1 in park, so he is done for the night.
Did he claim that?
He did.
Yeah. So our second place truck is out of there. So Cody already put it on the hauler. So we'll see what this does with the wave around. Like, Crank's got 8 laps on his tires. Kyle's got 7 laps on his tires. Is that going to make a big difference?
I don't know for sure. That'll be interesting.
Now it looks like your front 7 are in the pits right now.
But what it does is it does put those wave arounds behind the lap cars. So they're going to have to race through the lap cars.
And single file.
Yep.
So, again, go back to Chris Wold. I've got him. Well, it looks like he's in the pits, so he's going to mess up what I was talking about. John Ross here starting in 11th is really going to start 16th because it's just single file. Crank is also in the pits. Man, what does this do? It's too much. I don't know, Chris or Jerry.
Yeah, I'm not. We got to let it settle itself out here.
Yeah, I'm showing 13 trucks on the lead lap as of right now. So yeah, guys, in the middle of caution, or in the middle of green flag stops, a caution comes out. Just like I was talking about, it could mess up everything.
It's always a tough call because staying out can put you in a great position, as you know. If there's a caution, but if there's not, you can lose a lot of spots running on old tires, hoping for a caution. Trying to talk you out of staying out next time.
What you talking about, Willis? I don't know that I would have if my car wasn't broke.
That's all right. Somebody would have.
I was kind of afraid to take it to pit lane because I thought I might have spun it out. All right,
so on our lead lap, real quick, as they get lined up, it's Coleridge, Scott Clemens Baker, William Kern, Chris Harefield, Garrett Johnson, Ed Yergin, Matt Kopp, Kyle Nadeau, Gary Bowman, John Ross, Mark Morton, Andrew Caldwell, Brian Dorsey. Those are the only guys on the lead lap as we restart.
13 trucks. I gotta wonder if like Chris and Eric and Crank and those guys that pit, if that didn't keep them a lap down, if they wouldn't have got the wave around, if they would have.
Yeah, I don't know.
So that's going to be a battle within a battle. Is Chris, Eric Moore trying to stay the first truck a lap down, and it looks like it's all mixed up here. I'm confused.
So they're resetting right now. We extended the yellow 1 lap to allow everybody to get in line here.
Might have to extend it 4 laps because this looks like a mess back here. These guys trying to get it figured out.
Yeah, so you'll see everybody after the first few cars is single file. That will help in terms of preventing another quick caution, but it does make those guys a lot harder for them to race their way up.
Yeah, we've got some lap trucks up here in the double file. Chris Wold's on the outside, and he's a lap down. Andy Quirk's a lap down. I don't know what iRacing is doing here.
So the lap car, or the wave arounds, go to the back of everybody.
Hey, and we're green. We'll see how it works out. It's okay.
Scott Clemens gets a good restart there.
Good start, and is going to take the lead from Coleridge, so maybe he can hold it with some clean air. See Coleridge sliding around a little bit on those fresh tires. Every time they jump to that dog leg like that, Jerry, I think they're wrecking. I think they've lost the truck. But you can see what that did. That allowed him to get to the inside of Scott. Scott holds that line on that outside. Somebody touched the wall a little bit back there. Oh, William Kern is around.
He saves it. Let's see if it causes a yellow.
He did catch it. He's not losing that many spots, really. There's not too many people on the lead lap.
Yeah, it looks like he just kind of got loose himself. Chris, I'm sure Wold was hoping for that caution that would give him the free pass and back on the lead lap. But
it's a really good battle up front here. Scott's now taking that dog leg. He saw the run that gave Coleridge. $35 laps to go. Your points leader, and this is why he's your points leader. He always finds himself up front. Back here to third. Oh, Coleridge is going to take it again, and Scott did not that time. He must have not liked that dog leg. Does it upset the truck very much, Jer?
It does a little bit, especially late in the run on old tires. You got to be a little careful, but it's not near as bad as, say, the next gen cars.
Gotcha. Yeah, and that did allow Coleridge to get around. But it looked like Coleridge got loose. Scott got back to his outside, but I don't know that he's going to be able to stay. Yeah, Coleridge is back out front.
And if you cut it really deep the way Coleridge did, sometimes it's a little violent. It's just sometimes you don't want to do it just because you're tired of your wheel jerking really hard.
Yeah. Seems like I always find if I cut it as close to that pit wall as I can, that's the smoothest I can get it to go.
Yep.
But then your entry into 1 and 2 is just terrible, so. So they've settled it down here. I'm going to run through this top 10 real quick. Story of the night, Coleridge out front, still again dominating the race so far. Coleridge is out front, up 4 spots. Points leader Scott Clemens Baker is in second. Chris Harefield sitting in third. He's down 2 spots from where he qualified. Garrett Johnson up 2 spots. He's in fourth. Ed Jurgen up 4 spots in the bubble pop. He's saying he's a sucker. You missed that earlier. I thought that was I left.
Yeah.
But Ed's up to 5th. Kyle Nadeau down 4 spots. He's up to 6th. John Ross out here 3 wide battle. He's holding on to 7th, so it looks like he's fighting with some lap trucks there. Gary Bowman. Oh, and they're going to, yeah, there's Chris's caution. Ooh. Oof. Yeah, that was interesting. We'll go back and watch that one once these guys get caught up. Let's get that from the blimp view, I think. So we see Eric and Dave Gainforth side by side fighting for position. John sticks it in the middle. And then wow, Dave got stuck in the wall there. And there was no middle to be had. So yeah, I don't know, Jerry.
99 claimed that.
Yep.
I don't know kind of claim. It was a soft claim.
Yeah. I think he was, just thinking of it from a driver's perspective. I think he was probably frustrated with 2 lap cars in front of him and wanted to get by and got a little over aggressive.
Yep.
Sometimes it pays to just wait. So that'll put Chris Wold back on the lead lap. So, if you're like Brian Dorsey or somebody back here, do you come in? We see right in front of him. Well, John Ross is going to come in because he's taking that claim. Oh, and then he jumped to the pits. So I wonder if he's parking it for the night.
I know we had a couple drivers with a one in park. I don't know if he was one or not. Or he may just be pitting because he knows he's going to have to go to the end anyway. Might as well get that last set of fresh tires and
yeah, I'm not even showing him in the pits anymore. So I think he put it on the hauler. It just hasn't registered that yet.
Yep, I think you're right.
That did put.
Well, that'll keep 13 cars on the lead lap.
Yeah, and that's going to put old Chris back there. He's going to have to start behind all these lap trucks, but it's going to put him back on the lead lap. So one more caution is what he's wanting. Puts him back up with the leaders and let him run.
Now, what's interesting is if I were someone like, Caldwell, Dorsey, Kopp, Wold, one of those guys who are in the back of the lead lap cars, maybe pit, take some fresh tires. I mean, we're down to 28 laps left.
Yeah, I don't know if I would what they got, 4 sets, right?
Right.
3 over the wall. So if I was Chris and I only had 1 left, I don't think I would here because I'm so far back from the leaders that, it would take a lot just to catch the 12th place truck.
True. Yeah. In Chris's case.
Right. But you're right.
But on the other hand, he takes fresh tires now. We have another caution in 3 laps. They go into pit. He moves, he moves ahead of those guys that pit.
Understood. So, yeah.
I mean,
I think because I don't think Coleridge is coming back in. I think track position is too important. But yeah, the next caution, if I'm Chris, I'm coming in and getting my
Yeah,
lane set.
I think the top 5 are not going to pit if I had to guess. But if I was at the back of that lead lap group, I would have considered pitting.
See if Coleridge gets that jump or if Scott can hang with him again and get by him on this start. Again, it looks like Scott maybe, man, it's got to be that first gear start because everybody on the inside of Coleridge does not get a good jump. Coleridge clears and Chris is under Scott for second. Coleridge back out front, but I tell you what, look at that 15 truck. We saw him get spun earlier. He's right there in fourth.
I was just going to say, yeah, up to fourth place. Had not talked about him since he got spun. He was way in the back, and he is up there contending now.
Yeah, he's got a bit of damage, but that doesn't matter much here. Drives more like a short track. Get a lot of it'll affect you, but a little bit you'll be okay. He looks really, really fast. You know, these guys don't have a lot of green flag laps on these tires, so 25 to go. It's time to push, Jerry. It's time to go as fast as you can, as hard as you can, I think.
I think you're right, and you're starting to see that at the battle for second, the battle for fifth, the battle for seventh. A lot of side-by-side racing now.
Yeah, the sucker Ed himself got around Kyle, so he's into fifth. See, Gary Bowman, we haven't really talked much about him tonight either. He's right there in seventh.
Oh, some contact. I think one of, yep.
Yellow, yeah, Matt Croak. Go back and see what happened. One of the cow trucks. Looks like Connor's sliding up. Crank came in and just helped him out a little bit. Then bang. Looked like he was going to catch it. And then not. Tell you what. This helps out that 32 truck, I think. If he's got an extra set of tires, I'm coming to get him right now.
I'm with you. I would.
Let's see, Coleridge, no. Looks like Ed's coming. So Ed Jurgen from the fifth place.
So, like I said, fifth, top 5, no. Everybody else, yeah.
Yeah. Ed from fifth all the way back to Chris. William Kern did not pit, so that puts him back up. I think he was in sixth or seventh. But yeah, you've got, so now
see, this is where, now, see, if you'd were Chris and you'd pit before, you've got what, about 3 or 4 laps on your tires, and
you
you're
would
in
jump all those guys.
8th place, and now he's going to be, yeah, we'll see where he comes out of the pits.
For those of you out in the chat, that's why Jerry's smarter than I am. That's why I hang out with Jerry during races, so he can tell me what to do.
That's probably too much experience racing from way back a lap down.
All right, so let's see where this cycles back out. We know we've got Coleridge in first, Chris Harefield setting in second, Scott Clemens Baker in third, Garrett Johnson looks really fast in that 15 truck in fourth, William Kern in fifth. See where these guys come out at.
Yeah, then after that, we've got fresh tires. Ed Jurgen in sixth, Kyle Nadeau in seventh, Gary Bowman eighth, Mark Morton ninth, Matt Kopp 10th, Chris Wold 11th, and Andrew Caldwell in 12th.
And Jason Higginbotham was the wave around this time?
Yeah, I'm showing Higginbotham as pitting right now, so he should still come out and be in the lead lap. But that actually puts Brian Dorsey in 13th. And on the lead lap, Higginbotham in 14th and on the lead lap.
Huh. So 14 trucks. We're going to go green with 19 to go. We're currently sitting at 21, so I think we'll go green with 19 to go. You know, half the front runners will have fresh tires. The other half, I'm showing 23 laps, probably 15, 16 of green flag.
Yeah, and this is going to be different than the last start. Remember the last start, everybody was single file after the first few rows. Everybody's going to be all the first row, front row, sorry, all the lead lap cars are all going to be bunched together here and battling for position. This is going to be fun.
Yeah, the guy I'd like to keep my eye on, and I gave him the nickname tonight, the sucker himself, Ed Jurgen. The first one with the fresh tires, and we all know Ed's pretty good at being pretty aggressive late in these races. I don't think he's going to sit back and wait with these fresh tires. He's going to try to get to the front as fast as possible.
Yep. We'll see how much these tires make a difference.
Coleridge is going to start on the outside again. He's got Christa's inside. Chris has been able to get a really good start with Coleridge, but he's been behind. The last couple he was behind Scott there on the inside row. So we'll see if Chris can maybe hang with Coleridge and give him a little challenge going down into one. I'm telling you, Jerry, keep an eye on that sucker on the outside in that light blue truck.
All right, let's see where he can go. He's got Freshies and Freshies behind him.
And they're off, and yes, Chris was able to stay right to Coleridge's inside. Looks like everybody got a really, really good start. We're going to be 4 wide going into one, 3 wide. Yeah, Kyle's going up the inside with those brand new tires. Coleridge back out front, and he knows those new tires are coming. He wants to get out front, clean air, and run away from these guys.
Like you talked about, Ed Jurgen, 5th place, battling 3 wide there with Kyle.
Yeah, these guys know they've got to go right now. They've got to take advantage of these fresh tires right now before they equalize out, before Coleridge gets too far away. It doesn't look like it's a huge advantage. There is some, but they're not just flying through the field like I kind of expected them to.
Ed tries to outbrake. Oh, some contact there.
That's going to cost Scott a lot of spots here.
Scott's really trying to recover there and dropping back.
He's got his momentum back, but
Ed just flexing those tires, yeah. That puts Ed up to 4th with Kyle on his butt.
Yeah, see if they can run down these top 3 for a podium finish with these fresh tires. 16 to go. They've got plenty of time. Look. Check these lap times. I don't know if it'll tell us much since they're all in traffic, but I want to see if Ed, you can see it on track. He's catching Garrett.
Kyle's right there with him, and I think Kyle's shown some pretty good patience. We'll see how long that holds out. Oh, yeah, Ed down to the inside, making a pass here. Yeah, Kyle Ed, trying to follow him.
Ed does clear coming out of 1 and 2, out of the flat end of the track. Those guys are moving their way forward. Coleridge can see this in his relative. He knows those guys have fresh tires.
They still got some traffic to get through, though. They got to get through Chris.
$13 to go. See, Mark Morton's following him through right there. He's got fresh tires as well.
This is interesting. So Ed is making the pass by braking late into the corners, and then sliding up the track, which works real well, but I hope he's not going to use up his tires.
You know, that's something you've always got to worry about is using those tires trying to get to the front and then have none left. And you know Coleridge isn't an easy pass. Ed's up to second. Kyle here pushing for third. Again, Mark's following him right through, so Mark's into fourth.
Coming up on 10 laps to go. I got about 10 and a half now. Top four are now single file.
We've got Coleridge out front. The sucker, Ed Jurgen in second. Third.
Gary Bowman trying, almost making it 3 wide. Battling for 5th or 6th there.
Yeah, I think Chris is getting frustrated just seeing all these guys with fresh tires zoom by him. I'll change it to this gap and see if these guys, I mean, we're out 0.6 on Coleridge now, but see if these guys can catch. We got 10 laps to do it, coming to 9 laps. Looks like Kyle's going to get by Ed.
Ed's trying to undercut him, see if he can make that work. I don't think he's just not got the momentum to make that work.
Yeah, I wonder if Ed pushed too hard early on this set.
Yeah, he was really going fast into the corners. That'll heat your tires up really quick.
Yeah, and maybe you're seeing the product of that now, because Kyle's definitely got by, and he's chasing down Coleridge. You can see that visibly. Kyle is catching Coleridge. Gained a 10th in that corner alone. So 8 to go. Does Kyle Nadeau have enough time to get by his fellow Canadian? Ed back here in third. Gary Bowman's coming. He's in fourth. He got around Mark Morton. Look at Chris Wold.
Yeah, in 6th. He's battling for 5th. He's got the bottom, looking to make this hold, see if he can get some momentum going down the back stretch.
Oh, they got
a little
really
bit
close
of a
there.
Contact. I think he's got the momentum here to make that stick.
Yeah, and as we're watching that, Kyle is catching. He's down to 3/10 now. You can see it on your screen.
Yeah, Ed looks like had a little mishap there, and he's dropped to 4th.
So where is he? Scott Clemens Baker, your points leader, is running in 13th. Second place in points, Gary Bowman's up to 3rd. So this could swing some point standings here. Right now, 5 to go. Look like Ed just got in the ball a little bit. Chris Wold got by him for 4th. Mark Morton.
Yeah, I think Ed really used those tires up early on, and it got him up to the front quick, but now he's paying for it.
Sucker.
Coming up on 5 to go.
Kyle is right on Coleridge's butt. But catching him and getting by him are 2 different things. 4 to go this time. Gary's catching these guys too. We could have a 3-truck battle here.
Looks like we're pretty clear on lap traffic, so they'll be able to battle it out clean. Remember, Coleridge on 39 lap tires, Kyle and Gary on 18 lap tires.
Yeah, and I wonder, for Gary, he didn't come through the field as fast. I wonder if he maybe saved a little bit of tire at the beginning of this run and might have more than both of them. Three to go, and it's a 3-truck battle now.
Less than 1 second between the 3 of them. If Kyle wants to make something happen, he's got to make it happen.
Yeah, we're at
Got to
2
make
to
it
go
happen
now.
soon.
See that lap truck, that might hold one of them up, catching them out of the corner at the wrong time. Will they all get by? Looks like they all get by cleanly. Coming to the white flag here. I don't know if they have enough to get by him.
I don't think so. I think Coleridge has saved enough that he's got this.
Just send it.
Gary's looking to try and make a last-minute move on Kyle. I don't know if he's got the.
Looks like he's going to try to diamond that corner, maybe get the run down here, down the straight back stretch. There he is, looking to the inside.
Oh, and Kyle lets him in, doesn't try and block.
Oh, and they're catching Coleridge, too. Oh, Coleridge. Gary gets him for second right there at the end, and Kyle Nadeau for third. Chris Rold comes home fourth. That was a heck of a finish.
That was great.
Okay, now I got to find all these guys. I got one of them. There we go. Let's, as they play a little bumper car there. Let's get Coleridge in here doing his donuts. It's donouts. That's what we're calling them from now on. Coleridge donouts. But man, we saw you up front dominant all night. I know you knew those fresh tires were coming. Did you have enough to hold them off, or were you just hoping and praying they didn't get to you?
Yep, that's what I was hoping and praying for. I was hoping that they were going to get held up a little bit more than what they did. And it was a good strategy call by them, and I thought with 10 laps to go, when I saw Kyle and Gary and all those guys get past some of the guys on older tires, I'm like, okay, it's just a matter of time now until they can get to me. So I was hoping for that, and I was hoping for a caution like 5 laps after that, so I can get on a little bit of a better strategy. But it all ended well.
So
Coleridge, you didn't qualify this time. I mean, you qualified this time. Normally you don't. What was the thought there?
Phoenix. Just the definition behind Phoenix. No, for whatever reason, Phoenix just suits my driving style like the best. And I know I don't normally start, but at the same time, Phoenix, I want to run up front. Just there's so many different aspects of this track and how the race changes over time. Like when Cody Meadows was pushing from behind me, because I think he had one of the top fastest cars tonight. When he was pushing me, I wanted to get about a second ahead, and then I would just pace and pace and pace and pace, and then all of a sudden now I'm kind of the being hunted when everybody was on new tires. So just so much going on. It was such a fun race to be in. Yeah.
Hey man,
awesome. Well, go ahead.
I gotta ask, one race left, and you're a little bit kind of in a sticky spot in the points. You think you're gonna make this chase and take a run for your second truck championship?
I hope so. If not, there are so many competitive guys here that deserve a shot at the championship. So if I make it, great. If not, I'm just as happy. There's a lot of stuff going on outside of racing on sim, like my real racing that I got starting Saturday. So I got to focus on getting my car ready. But if I make it, awesome. If not, there's definitely going to be a deserving champion in this field tonight.
Well, hey, Coleridge, that's awesome. Hey, good luck Saturday in the Civic, right?
Yep.
Cool. Good luck in the Civic. And, man, it was an honor calling another one of your wins. We're going to turn it over to you, let you give your shout-outs.
Thank you, guys. I want to first shout out Down and Out Paints for sponsoring this league or division or whatever you guys classify it as. I want to thank you guys up in the booth, putting on a great broadcast each and every week. I think that's Jerry I hear. He must have jumped up, so yeah, you guys do a great job. Want to thank all the competitors out here putting on such a clean race. No matter who I was around tonight, I felt comfortable running door to door with them. So I want to thank all them. I want to thank my teammates out there. I want to thank, I know Connor's not around, but the great paint scheme that he's had on this truck. and all the friends and family and everybody else who's watching out there. Hope it was an enjoyable race to watch.
Awesome, Coleridge. Well, hey, we're going to kick you out. Maybe we'll be talking to you next week at Texas.
Hopefully. Thank you guys very much.
All right, see, I'm going to kick him out. And Jerry, I'm going to let you catch up with second place, Gary Bowman.
Gary, that was
Hey.
a fantastic finish there. Take us through those last 10 or 15 laps there.
Yeah, at first in that last run, I was trying to save my stuff a little bit, and because I was hoping the guys up in front of me to start battling, but then I started hitting that high line, trying to get some runs off the exits, and it was helping a lot. I was getting a little closer to Kyle, and then yeah, there towards the end, I was able to get under him. So yeah, it was fun. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of this new configuration, but yeah, it was pretty fun.
So there at the end, you got under Kyle, and it looked like Kyle had kind of caught up with Coleridge. Did you knowingly use him as a pick, or were you just trying to make some room there for yourself to get by?
I was just trying to make some room for myself to get by there. Yeah, I was trying to stay as low as I could, cutting through the dog leg, trying to cut as much time as I could. Thought I
So
was
you,
gonna hit the wall a couple times, but
yeah. So you were one of the guys that did take tires. It looked like that last yellow, about half the group, probably the top 5 did not. You were part that did. I mean, did you? What were you looking for there? Were you glad that obviously you were glad you took tires, but were you hoping less people took tires, or did you think you'd be one of the only ones?
no, I was talking to my teammate Ed, and we were like, let's just go on in, and 'cause there was 13 cars on lead lap, so I figured, worst case, we'll run some down, but I figured some would come in behind us, and I think they did. So yeah, it worked out. And, yeah, Ed and Kyle went in right in front of me and took tires that last stop. So we were all pretty even.
Yeah, the great decision there. Good planning. Second place finish. Glad to see you up there. Hey, anybody you want to shout out, say hi to?
I got to give a big shout out to Down and Out Paint Shop for sponsoring the league. It's an awesome league, and got to go check them out. They do great work. I've seen a lot of their paints out on the track. And also my teammates at Lounge Racing, Ed was here tonight. He had a pretty good run, but I think he was battling with Kyle for a while and burned his stuff up. But and of course you guys for doing a great broadcast. So I was like watching it back, and I guess that's about it.
Awesome. Well, thanks. We'll look forward to talking to you again. And I don't know where exactly it's going to come out. Let's see where you end up in this points battle. This should put you, if not in the lead, pretty darn close to that lead. So good luck the rest of the season.
Thanks. We'll catch you later.
All right.
All right, kick Gary out. Grab in front row, Kyle Nadeau. Kyle, now you finished one spot lower than you started, but man, that last 10, 15 laps, that was pretty exciting. Talk us through that last run.
Oh, sorry, I'm fighting a cold or something. Yeah, I had told Chris that if we get a quick caution here within like the next 10 laps, I'm pitting. I'm taking my last set, and like 3 laps later, caution comes out. I'm like, oh, I'm pitting. So I pit, and I saw Ed pit, and everybody else behind us. So I'm like, well, if we get a caution in the next 10 laps, that kind of puts Coleridge in the back behind 15 or 16 cars. I might have a shot. But if the caution doesn't come out, I have to get around Ed really fast and chase down Coleridge. Tires didn't come in as soon as I had hoped, so kind of burned my stuff up trying to pass Ed, pass the 18, and then just trying to run down Coleridge. And with like 5 to go or something, I think it just kind of equalized, and dirty air played a factor. And Gary, really good at saving his stuff, just chased me down there at the end, and that's all she wrote.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun to watch, though, Kyle. I mean, seeing you guys coming through. Jerry and I were talking about it. I think it was 6 trucks stayed out, and then watching you guys come through, you following Ed through. Talk us through the whole race, because you were kind of up there, and then caution flag came out, and it kind of mixed everything up, and you had to get your way back up front. How was your entire night tonight?
It was kind of a struggle. This new reconfiguration at Phoenix, I've seemed to not adapt to it. I still kind of want to run it like the old Phoenix, where I'm watching everybody. You can see where they're letting off, and I'm letting off like 2 or 3 truck lengths before them, so I haven't adapted to the Speedway Phoenix. I'm more like the short track Phoenix. It was all right. My tire wear was kind of good, but it's just I'm not driving as fast here as I would like to, and I just need some work on it. But night was good. Some good battles. Getting really good at coming from the back when cautions come out after pit road, and making my way back up to the front. So yeah, I playoffs are kind of coming up now, and I think the favorites are kind of starting to separate themselves from the field. But hey, you know what? I think Talladega's in the playoffs. That's a great equalizer. Anybody can win. Overall, great night, I guess.
Well, I mean, coming home third, you're setting fifth in points coming into the race. I think you had a fairly good night. It's going to do you good for the points. One race left, and it's Texas. How do you feel about Texas in the trucks?
I think Texas probably races more like Phoenix, where more on throttle time and more of a draft track. I did manage second in the cup race, but get to Cody Richardson, so I do have a bit of success there at Texas. But yeah, I guess we'll just kind of see how she goes then.
Well, hey, Kyle, overall, good night, man. I'm going to turn it over to you, let you give your shout-outs and thanks.
First and foremost, I want to give my shout outs to my grandma. She's watching, and my girlfriend. You guys for broadcasting Down and Out Paint Shop for sponsoring the series. Jerry, I'm sorry your night ended early and you had to throw it on the hauler, but I'm sure we tried to make it an exciting race. Everybody for watching, and my team, Mike, you, Cody, Chris, Carter. I haven't painted him a car in a while, so I think I have to do that.
Don't do it.
Oh, no. Oh, I'm going to paint him a nice car. Hours and hours. It'll be like the Mona Lisa. I think I got everybody.
All right. Well, we're going to kick you out, man. Maybe we'll be talking to you next week at Texas.
That's the plan. See you later.
There goes Kyle. All right, Jerry. We'll run through the finishing order here if I can find my stinking buttons. Got it. Maybe. I'm not Chris. It's not. Try it one more time. Well, it just doesn't want to give them to me. There we go. You got to hit the right buttons. We talked to your top three there. Coleridge, Gary, Kyle, your top three. Coming in fourth, Chris Wold. We watched him come from the back to the front. Mark Morton, really good night. Coming home fifth. The Sucker himself, Ed Jurgen, coming home sixth. Andrew Caldwell finishing in seventh. Chris Harefield in eighth. William Kern coming home ninth. Jason Higginbotham rounding out your top 10.
11th place, Brian Dorsey. Garrett Johnson in 12th. Scott Clements Baker, we saw him racing up all front most of the night, ended up 13th. Matthew Kopp, 14th. Crank Bell, 15. George Cushman, 16. Connor Dudek, 17. Andy Cork, Larry Bruner, and 20th was Kendon Cook.
If I can hit the buttons. He talks faster than I can hit buttons. Okay. Matt Croak coming home 21st. Paul Turner 22nd. Chris Letts 23rd. Doug Wysocki in that cool-looking truck. He came home 24th. Eric Anderson 25th. Mike Donahue 26th. John Ross continuing his bad luck in the truck series. Grandpa John Ross coming home 27th. Eric Moore 28th. 29th, Dave Gainforth. Cody Meadows, we saw him have to disconnect there. 44 laps down in 30th. Rounded out, Joey Signs in 31st. Craig Schroer in 32nd, Judd in 33rd, Leroy 34th, Reed Wyman 35th, and hey, my partner in crime, 119 laps down. Jerry Isaacs coming home 36th. Well, Jerry, you were in the truck to hear I messed up my points when I loaded in. So I can't pull up the current point standings, but I was looking at it, and I think with tonight's results, I think Gary's going to move to the front of the points with one race left. So
I think you're right. I think that's going to move Gary up by 4 points.
yeah. So we're going to have a new points leader for the first time in a while, and it's pretty tight for that cutoff spot with Christine not being here tonight. I'm interested to see Chris Wold's finish. I'm interested to see where this 12th place, your bad finish.
Yeah.
It's going to mix it up pretty good.
Yeah, I think it's going to move me to the bottom, if not out. It's going to move Chris up there in the playoffs.
So it looks
We'll
like they just
see.
got updated here, Jerry. So I'm going to read through them for you guys if anybody's still on here listening. So right now we have Gary Bowman in first, Scott Clemens Baker second, Chris Harefield in third, Kyle Nadeau setting in fourth, Andy Cork drops one spot to fifth, Coleridge there solid in sixth, Paul Turner sneaky. We don't talk about him a lot, but he's sitting there in seventh, Crank Bell eighth, Larry Brunner ninth, Chris Wolt in 10th, Jerry, you are in 11th, and Cody Meadows is in 12th. So currently, Cody Meadows is in that cutoff spot, but being on a one and park and claiming, we're going to have to look at his caution tracker points. He may not be out here next week.
Yeah, we'll see what it'll be tough. That I don't know exactly where he's going to come out on those points either.
Yeah, and then you've got Dave Gainforth is right there. He's only 20 spots back, 22 spots or points back. So if Cody doesn't make it out, Dave could sneak his way in, and then Christine's right there, Ray Richer. I mean, all the way shoot down to Ed in 19th. This could all switch. So that 12th, I think that 12th spot's gonna be up for grabs. And Jerry, you're tied for that 12th spot, so you got to have a good run next week at Texas, bud.
Yeah, I got to. I think I need to look to try and at least get a top 10 finish and get myself into the playoffs. So, I've said to other people before, the goal here is make the playoffs. Yeah, I'd love to be the points leader and be up there, but the long goal is let's make the playoffs, and so we still got some options there for who's going to make that happen.
Yeah, well, I'm excited to watch it. I'm excited to call it. Jerry, I got to thank you for wrecking your truck and coming up here and hanging out with me. Not feeling too well myself, so I'm glad you could talk half the time.
Glad to do it, man. Good talking with you.
And anybody out there still watching, man, like and subscribe. Come check out Chris on Wednesday and Thursday nights. Tomorrow night we got the Xfinity cars, and Thursday we are in the Cup car at Kansas. And we'll see you back here next Tuesday for Texas and the final race of the regular season. Everybody have a good night. Bye-bye.
Go,